Cool. I'm just gonna refresh, make sure I'm all ready on the page. E. Test. I mean, we already tested earlier. It should be good. My voice sounds fine, actually. Ooh, and you might hear Motown in the background, too. Some guys are talking. Excellent. Yeah, just gonna wait a few more seconds. Gonna refresh the stream to make sure that the viewer count is working and everything. And then we will begin. Hello, everyone. Ooh. How's it going today, folks? Nice. All right. Well, I guess we can begin. Today's cool because we have Antoine on again. It's been a long time, a few weeks. Everyone has been extremely busy, and you know, the artists we have aren't always available during the streaming hour, which is totally fine because everyone is working super hard on Town Square, and it's going nice. It's going nice. Today's interesting because Silks is pretty proficient in a bunch of different software and things like that. He's dabbled in Substance Painter. He's really good at ZBrush. You've seen him do that before, and he's worked with the Autodesk suite. But today, it's interesting because he will be using a Blender. He's been working on this software in his spare time, and we've definitely talked about Blender in the past and how much it's changed over the years. How when it first came out, it was kind of laughed at, but now it's actually getting really good. And he's basically going to be doing a small ornament in Blender today. So this is, I think, one of the first streams that we've ever shown using the software. So it's going to be pretty cool. He's just picking up lots of talent in a lot of areas, and you know, it's always good to have some plurality and just get yourself wet in a bunch of different kinds of software. So good on Antoine for doing that. Should be fun to watch. And you can see the reference in the bottom left. E. It's a cool little ornament. Um, Other than that, I believe you've been working on some pool table feet, like for the to prop up the table as
Yes.
well. Cool. Yeah, you've done a lot of work for Asylum. One of my favorite pieces is definitely the money bag. I don't know why, it just looks nice. But yes, hello everyone. Uh, yes, for those curious, I'm looking at this is just internal right now. It's not posted yet publicly, but I'm looking at the dev blog, and there are not any scary dates in it, which is excellent to actually see myself because I mean, it was in the back of everyone's head for a while, but it's cool. You'll be able to see the character creator, Mark's tattoo he's working on that I've been talking about with the mermaid and the shark and the anchor and a few other little goodies. So that'll be posted whenever John gets around to it. Actually, he's just working on some animation stuff right now, but he said he might be able to pop into the stream later. We will see if he finds finds some time to breathe. But yeah, for now it'll just be Antoine and I, and I'll definitely try and answer questions where possible. I have that big giant list of Twitch clips that I've been keeping track of since I got here in the office, and it has a lot of good information about past questions and answers. But for new information, I'll have to wait until one of the devs pop in so I can ask them new stuff. In the meantime, though, it's just nice to chill out with you folks. Always nice to do this stuff with the community and seeing what the developers are working on because like what you just did there to that pole, what the heck, that was so cool. You squished the top. That was that's nice. It's so amusing.
Yeah, Blender have a lot of tools that very fast and funny to use.
Ooh, good stuff. uh, but yeah. Oh no, Perry, when I mentioned the devlog, I actually meant like there aren't any scary dates. I didn't see anything that was gonna blindside me, so I'm pretty happy about that. He'll post it when he can later today. He was basically waiting on the UI for the character creator to get ported in correctly. It was looking rather simple for a while, functionality wise. I was able to test it a few weeks ago, working good, but he just wanted it to look more presentable, and it is now, so that's pretty sick. Archer's been putting in some awesome work with the UI. Andrew's been doing an excellent job integrating things like that and just general coding. The team is really working together and putting in a great effort, so I'm happy. Town Square is scheduled for April 23rd, not the full game. Town Square is the first module. There will be 3 modules throughout development. Town Square, the SWAT one, and then the racing one. Each will focus on different aspects of identity. They're basically small pieces of the full game you can play while waiting for the full game. And Town Square will focus on the social aspects of identity. So you'll be able to try character creation, apartment customization, and a bunch of different social features like the karaoke system, going to the cinema to watch movies with friends, uh, playing chess with other players, and interacting with the library slash art gallery because I think they're part of the same place in Town Square. But basically, like writing books, posting them for the public, and doing the same thing with art canvases and things like that. So it's very socially. Second module will be focusing on guns, and the third one will be racing, getting a hand at the vehicle mechanics. I hear you, Perry. It's been a long journey. But yeah, everyone is in full throttle. It's cool to see the entire office filled because when I first got here almost 6 months ago, it was just a few people really. It was me and 2 others coming in, and now all the seats are filled. We have a new table onto the right with an unbuilt PC because we don't have anyone to go there just yet. But we're basically just expanding room, and if we need more people in the office, we definitely want to get more in here. It'll be sick to get like it would be sick to get like Jade out here and people like that. We'll definitely see where that goes in the future, but it's just nice being able to have the art director and CEO and a coder and just everyone like integral parts all in the same room. Very easy for communication. Very easy to give tasks to assign them to get things clarified and be sick to get even more people in here because we have a lot of great talent from around the globe. Jade's in the UK. Antoine here is in Quebec, which is one province over. Philippe, Germany, etc., etc. I know I'm missing a bunch, but how long will it take to make the SWAT and racing modules? It definitely won't take as long as it took to make module 1, but in terms of specifics, I don't know where John currently has them positioned in like the giant roadmap, so to speak. Um, so no specific dates for that. What is nice though is that when module 1 is complete and it's very close to being complete, it's much easier to build on top of what we have than reinvent the wheel, so to speak. Because with module 1, all of this stuff is being made from the ground up, but we'll have like, the basic inventory system working, we'll have apartment customization working, character customization working. It'll all be easier to build on top of that. So that's what that they're saying. It'll be much quicker than however long module 1 took to make, which is good. I myself am definitely intrigued by module 3 the most because I really want to see how the vehicles feel. I got a chance to try out the one in the gameplay video a while back, but that was still pretty early stuff. So uh, oh, I was wondering if you get married, did your last name change? That is a good question, actually. It'll definitely show on your social media profile that you're in a relationship, but I don't know if that'll change your character's last name. That's a good question. I'm gonna write that down so I can ask the devs when they get around. 1 second. Motense is probably not in the background. I suppose if players are getting married and getting divorced just as much, maybe it would be a bit confusing to keep changing the last name, but we'll see. LCPD, it is it's just an ornament. It's like a vase, so to speak. Just a little decorative object you can have. It's got a cool design on it, though. It's almost like a honeycomb style as it comes down. And yeah, I definitely hear you. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Thizak J and Tara. Definitely a lingering fear many of us have, but didn't see anything in the devlog indicating that, so I'm pretty happy. Once again, John will post it when he's done proofreading and all that. You will get a nice screenshot of what the character creator menu looks like. Terra, this is for the full game. Basically, as mentioned previously, Asylum really wants to, pardon me, make sure that players who are getting paid for doing their jobs correctly are getting paid per action. They don't like having passive income. So pretty much if you're doing something actively to make a profit, like if you're doing arrests as an officer or if you're selling things out of your storefront, that'll be when you're getting paid. But in terms of tips and promotions, that is also a good question that I don't think I have an answer to. Uh, I will take note though and check with the higher ups when I can, because it's a good question. I mean, people receive tips in real life for some jobs, so be good to know. Just gonna go through my big bag of Twitch clips because I think I did ask about corporations improving over time, and I just want to check the answer to that. That might be slightly relevant to what you're looking for. One second, and there we go. Yes, Tara. This is probably the first time we've streamed Blender work. Basically, Antoine has taken the time in his spare time to start learning different software. He's really, really good in ZBrush. We've seen him do that. He's worked with the Autodesk stuff before, very excellent in that too. And he has dabbled a little bit in Substance Painter, but this is something definitely new, and it's cool because in the past, I believe when Blender was first released, it was kind of mocked a bit because of how featureless, I guess I should say, it was. It didn't look very professional, but it's improved a lot over the years, and we've had discussions about this on stream too. And Motan discusses what kind of software people use, and it's just really cool to get this variety. Once again, this is a more simple object. It's not like Antoine is doing something extremely complex. He would want to stick to what he knows the best for that, but he's confident he can do this, so it's pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. Mr. Flash, if you stay in prison past the amount of time that you had to do hard time, you can probably just walk out. I don't think you'd have to break out. But speaking of breaking out, let me try and get some information because I'm pretty sure I've asked about this before in terms of escaping prison. Oh, here, escaping prison, tiered waves of defense. This one might be relevant to what you're looking for. Hey, Monroe. The dev blog, I'm actually looking at it. It's still internal. John's proofreading it, but oh, he just said he's sending it out now. So everyone check your emails. As I said earlier, you'll get a nice screen of the character creator. C Mark's nice tattoo he's been working on that I've been mentioning in the past with the shark, the anchor, the mermaid. Looks nice. Very cool. It's gonna go on the arm of the character. And yeah, there's some other cool stuff too. Monroe, you asked about the ability to see empty apartments somewhere in like an abandoned area in the game just to see how they look. I did not get a chance to ask that yet, but I do have it down. I'm all alone on these streams. Well, not really alone. I got Antoine here to keep me company. His awesome art skills. But in terms of the devs who started with Identity, it's always nice to have them around to ask questions. I will want to get the chance for sure, for sure. It's been a busy week. Uh, yeah, and even if the email is slow or whatnot, John always ends up posting them to the forums too, so you'll be able to take a look there. That's usually where I go for the info, but I would send it early internally just so I could give it a quick skim, check out the media, which is cool. Cool. But yeah, he said he's sending it out now, so very shortly. Jade earlier in the Discord posted a picture of the inside of the penthouse, which looked pretty cool. It really is beginning to look a lot like Fraser's apartment. That's what the floor plan was originally based off of. There are little nods to old shows and stuff like that that the devs have done, which is neat. I've never watched the show myself, but I really need to. It's just big. Like the penthouse is absolutely gigantic. Ooh. How big is the town square? We do get this question quite a bit, but the best thing we can say right now is that it is the size of a town square, as in you'll get this little like block of land. You can walk around, there's a fountain, there are buildings surrounding it, and you're kind of enclosed in this area because there's construction where normally you'd assume invisible walls to be and things like that. We're trying to give the feeling of immersion, even in the sense of like why you're confined to the area, just of the area of the first module. So there'll be construction around the edges and roads and things like that of the places where the characters can walk. But you'll also have access to like the cinema and like the art gallery. So there are buildings you can go into. It's not just a little square of land with a fountain. And eventually down the road, not down the literal road, down the development of Identity. Once we got all the shooting stuff in Module 2 good to go, we can open up the shooting range in the basement of the police station. So that'll be cool. But yeah, in terms of like how big it is in like meters or something, we haven't measured like that just yet. But just like yeah, the size of a town square is all we can really say. But definitely some room to walk around and explore. It's not like super cramped. How many more modules to the release of beta? We currently have 3 planned. Module 1 is the Town Square module, which focuses on the social aspects you'll find in the full release of Identity. Second module is the SWAT module, where you'll be on a team of either criminals or SWAT, and you'll be forced to fight each other. The criminals will try and rob a bank, the SWAT will try and stop them. So in that one, you'll get a handle on the weapon mechanics. And then in the third module, that'll be the racing one. It's pretty much as the name implies, you'll be able to drive around and get a feel for how the vehicles handle. And after all those 3 modules are done. Sometime after that, we will have a beta of the full game, which will have like jobs and pretty much, well, the full world map will be basically the full game, but buggy and not 100% like tested complete yet. And then after the beta, that's when we'll have the full release. But basically, 3 modules, beta, full release. That's the current roadmap. Will there be any Easter eggs in the game to look out for? Uh, Motown and John definitely have some things planned in that area, but I myself, I don't know anything specific, but they definitely do want to throw in little things. Actually, I think I have a Twitch clip of this. 1 second. Easter egg. Hey, I do. I have 2 actually. So here's one where I asked about UFOs and things like that, and then here's just Easter eggs in general. When I asked about that, it was one in December, one in November. How much content will there be in Town Square? Is it a game you can play nonstop 24/7, or will you be out of stuff to do in like 2 days? There will be content added to it periodically, like more hairstyles, more furniture for your apartment and things like that. I think Town Square will be an experience where you play a lot like the first few days, and then you keep coming back to it every so often just to check out what's new and socialize some more. Um, that's like it really depends on how involved you are with character creation or not character creation, the apartment customization, because some people can spend like hours in a game like The Sims or Animal Crossing just decorating their place. Other people have no interest in that. So there's that. Depends how big karaoke takes off too. I think that that's something that could be really silly and make for a lot of funny videos or Twitch streams, but also something that players could take super seriously and maybe like actually get popular off of that. Same with like writing stories, painting stuff for the art gallery, and displaying that. Um, I feel the people that want to try and get big and get noticed and get just like make a name for themselves for identity early on are going to be spending a lot of time in Town Square because that's basically the social module, whereas the other ones will be more objective based. But if you're just there to pop in to check out features, as I said, you'll probably just pop in every week or so to see what's new, see if anything's changed, and check out the updates when they go up. So that's my opinion on it. I'll definitely be playing it with the fans, with the community as much as possible. We're gonna we have done these gaming, no, I shouldn't say gaming. We've done these development hours for a while now, since like late October, every Tuesday and Thursday mostly. And when Module 1 is out, I'm gonna probably convert one of them, like either Tuesdays or Thursdays for streaming with the community in Module 1. So I'll definitely be playing it a lot as well as the devs. Sorry, I apologize for my bleh, tripping up today. Um, where was I going with that? Can you give pop stars one emoji? uh, you can maybe get the Kirby star, the pop star, and use Discord Nitro to post it. We have an Easter egg like in Far Cry 5. Honestly, I haven't played Far Cry 5. I really want to though. I loved 3. 4 was alright, and I love Blood Dragon. But I've not had the chance to play Far Cry 5 yet. Yeah, I'll definitely play with the community. Heck, like as we're all playing the game, we get to test out new features, and you know, if there's if there's a quirky glitch, like someone clips out of the map or something, it's also testing, so it's excellent. It's a win-win. Um, I've been trying to. I asked all the devs, not all of them, but I've been asking the devs if they'd be up for a karaoke competition, and I've been getting shot down. So I'm still gonna try. I know Jade. Jade has a good singing voice. He won't admit it. He sings on his stream sometimes if you pop in. But when I asked him, I was like, "Hey Jade, can you have a ooh have a karaoke competition?" He was like, "Nah." So I'm just gonna refresh my stream there. think my internet hiccuped. But yeah, we'll definitely be playing with the community. Why wouldn't we? We're making a game that, like, if we didn't like the game we were making, why would we? It would be awful. Why would we be making it? But I'm definitely super hyped for the apartment customization. That's my big thing. I want to make some cool apartments. Hey, the devlog is up. Holy cow, everyone! Let's go check it out. Let's do a live reading. Good stuff. John posted it. You can find it in the announcements page on the forums. Devlog committed to the asylum. Wow, what a month. This has been the busiest, craziest month. I agree. It's been unbelievably hard to get a hold of John and Sean, as seen by both their lack of presence in the Twitch streams and just how much work that they've been doing. It's been insane. Just the guys here at the office have been putting in a lot of overtime hours. This is true. A week or two ago, I overheard some of the guys talking about how they came in Saturday, Sunday. And I was like, whoa. And usually when I leave at 5, there'll still be a few guys at their desks. I don't know how late they stay. But honestly, like, it's not like John's cracking the whip like, stay overtime. Like, John thanked them. He's like, oh my gosh, guys, I didn't know that you'd be staying late. I should order you a pizza or something if you ever wanted. So they're just super dedicated, super devoted to this whole project. And it's really good to see such devotion by the team. So I agree with that statement. Myself, I'm working half time as a programmer. Yep, John being the CEO does literally, like, he has a hand in everything. Him and Motown discuss tasks that they need for the animations, for the models, for things like that. And John does a bunch of programming. He's been working on animations right now, actually smoothing them out. He coded in recently. Um, he got the game to be able to access Twitch streams, which is excellent because in terms of functionality, we were on the fence for that for a while. YouTube is good to go, but we still want to ask Twitch if they're okay with that. But he just got that figured out, which is excellent. A while ago, we got a flippin', I'm so lost today, vending machine going, which is cool. You won't grab the drinks yet; they'll just roll onto the floor, but you can like pop a bunch out. That's cool. Literally just impossible to get a hold of with how busy he is. But enough rambling. I'm rambling way too much. I really can't wait for everyone to see what we're putting together. Yes, I agree. Past few days, a personal pet project was a total overhaul of character control and animation system. This is true. Every time I walk into his office, he's usually got animations up. Good stuff. Tender love and care. This is nice. And past identity videos, you'll notice the camera is always locked behind your character, and you rotate the character with the mouse. Now, movement is a little more like games such as Grand Theft Auto, in which you can run toward the screen or parallel to it too. Cool. If you're holding your forward key / stick, it'll play like before. Regarding the stick, we do want identity to be controller friendly, just because it's always fun playing on the couch if you don't have a flipping keyboard on you. And in the event we do want to go to consoles in the future, there's no promises, but in the event we do, it'd be good to already have a system, that's friendly in that way. Like as you've seen in the gameplay video, there was a radial menu for the meth mini game, so to speak. It looked pretty accessible. Radial menus are always nice for controller sticks. So anyways, more rambling. It'll play like before. It really adds a much better sense of control. Alternatively, when you're in combat mode, weapons are melee, the view is again locked behind your shoulders. None of this applies to first person view, of course. Cool. So far, so good. Yeah, everyone's thinking about 2030. I was so scared too. I was like, what the heck? What's gonna happen? All right, so still reading. So here's this beautiful screenshot of this man. We see head face stuff. It's actually more than I thought we would have for the face customization. For a while, I was just thinking it'd be like some pre-selected heads and things like that. And there's the man of the hour. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, we're doing a live reading of the Deb blog. We're all very excited.
Okay.
No, but yeah, so we got John popping in here and just pushed it out for those who are just joining us now. Definitely check out the announcements page on the community portion of the identity website. The link was posted already, but I'm going to post it again just because.
Yeah,
So
it's not a lengthy dev blog by any means, but it's kind of cool seeing, I guess, the screenshot of the character creation.
yes, I was just looking at that now. I was saying, my initial impression going into this before I got to test it, I was thinking, with the whole how we can't have our bodily shapes change really with the systems we have. I didn't have super high hopes for the face customization, but it looks like you have a lot of features like flipping nose
Oh, yeah,
bridge,
you can't even,
nostril width, like it runs off the screen. So
yeah, you can't even see them all on the screen. There's quite a few. You have to scroll up and down. Yeah, I think for an MMO, the difficulty is that in like a single player game, like like Skyrim or Fallout, that kind of thing, you can usually do tons of character customization because you don't have to transfer that data over the network to all the people. Like if you are on a server with a few hundred people, then every time someone walks onto your screen, everyone nearby has to get that information. And not even onto your screen, just like in your general vicinity, they have to know what
yeah.
you look like. So yeah, it's a lot of data. So we managed to really compress it and optimize it. And we got quite a bit in there. I'm really, really happy with what we have. As far as MMO goes, it's right up there, for a character
Yeah.
customization.
Ooh. And yeah, all this will be accessible in Town Square, correct? With the whole.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Excellent.
and then like I mentioned in Devblog too, like the exciting part is that we have the art coming in to do the other stuff too. Like I mean, you've seen Mark beside you working on
Oh
tattoos,
yeah.
and so yeah, so it's really cool. We're going to be able to do tattoos and like barber shop and all that kind of stuff pretty soon, like a lot faster than I thought we were going to be able to. So that's really exciting, and I'm really excited actually to get the shooting range in there. That's going to be fun. So people,
Oh yeah.
like a long time before the swap module is out, you're going to be able to get in there and like test the different guns and see how it feels. That's going to be fun.
Interesting, because I was under the impression that we'd backport that stuff, but now maybe you'll get it in before module 2?
Oh, it'll definitely be way before. I mean, it's going to be not too long after Town Square, so it's soon.
Wow, this is good news. I'm happy. Woo. Yeah, this paragraph in particular intrigues me. I've been waiting a very long time to see identity in the state it is right now. It has been a long journey for you, I'm sure. This has been your pet project forever now. Your
Yep, yeah.
magnum opus, so to speak. Your one and only. And
It's basically all I do for
how
years now. So.
how surreal is it to be actually getting close to like Town Square finally after 3 revisions? I think this is the third one of Town Square.
God, like surreal is a good word for it because
Yeah.
I'm like really, it's different when you see it all day, every day versus a player. And I have to, remind myself what it's like to be someone who's never seen this before. To me, it's almost kind of second nature because, I live it all day, right?
Yeah.
But, some of the features we just do things that have never been done in like any MMO ever. Like, I mean, even single player games can't really touch on a lot of the stuff we do. I mean, Identity is such an enormous game, but then while it's an enormous game, we're also getting an incredible amount of detail into that world. It's really cool. And I really cannot wait to see
Yeah.
to see the other people witnessing what we've done. I mean, it's really cool.
Excellent. Moving on to the next section. You mentioned this briefly actually Thursday. So the art development is moving at a much quicker pace than you had originally anticipated. Like,
Yeah, for sure. We have a lot of art just rolling in now. So we, well, like you're saying before, this being the third iteration of the town square, the exterior of the town square is changed a couple times. In the Kickstarter, we actually had a concept art of the town square in there, and a lot of it's still similar. The general layout is still actually the same. By layout, I mean like positioning of the buildings and all that, but the grounds in between have just been totally changed in such a big way. And then so we did that one big change. First we had this like flat kind of boring one, last gen kind of looking, town square.
yeah.
And the frame rates were fantastic, but it just didn't really do anything for us. It's just boring looking. So we went through there and we really spiced it up a bit. And Marvin, actually, who's been on the stream a few times, he did a lot of that new work, so the general shape changing and everything. And then after that, we also have come in with our new sister studio and everything. God, the work that we're getting there is it's incredible. Like the new shaders and the new meshes and everything. Like, I mean, that environment looks fantastic now. I mean, really does. You guys saw the construction screenshot. Like that is just one blocked road. I mean, it just looks awesome all over the place, really.
Yeah, it's just crazy the amount of talent for such small teams. Like it's really cool. Uh, I'm sure you couldn't be happier at a time like this. So congratulations for sticking it out, making this far, and yeah, it's gonna be so exciting.
Yeah,
I'm pumped.
there's still a lot of work to be done, but it
Hmm.
is coming together for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, finally, like you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. Like it's almost
Yeah,
there.
I mean it's really fun that now we can just run it on Steam and log in on the server, run around together, and all that kind of stuff. So it's actually a game now, which is fun because for the longest time we had all these components and all these systems that are done, but individual systems that weren't really working together all the way. And now it's all kind of brought together and it's a game now. So
Hmm.
that's really exciting.
Ooh. All right, scrolling down some more. That tattoo parlor looks pretty sick, gotta say. Um, and yeah, it's been, you're right about how crazy it's been recently. And before I forget, I want to get the story from you because I've talked about it a bit on stream, but I never wanted to give it all away because wanted to wait for you. I want you to discuss how you optimize the art gallery, the little funny issue you found, and how much frames you actually began to save when you corrected that.
Oh yeah, we just found. Well, I mean, I might get a little technical here. So
That's
there,
fine. That's
there's a huge number of actors, meaning there's a lot of different objects in there. There's a lot of detail to that building, and just to make it simple, I guess, describe it simply anyway. We've really done some cool things using a level streaming technology, and it's something Unreal Engine can do out of the box, but we've taken it really far. And um, basically, we built this sort of like MMO instancing system, and we can load different parts of the world dynamically based on your position or what you're looking at and all that kind of stuff. So we've taken like thousands of assets and draw calls, which is sort of like each draw call is like another chunk of data that's be processed by your GPU. So
yeah.
yeah. So anyway, we've reduced that a huge amount in the frame rates. I mean, I think just in that one building alone, we got it up like 6 or 8 FPS overall. Just from optimizing that one area. So we've been going through all the town square and doing all that and getting the FPS as high as it can for the quality that you get. And the slower systems are still going to build scale graphically. So
Hmm.
you might not get the best texture resolutions, for example, versus someone with a really good video card, but it's going to look great either way. If you have a powerful video card like a 1070 or something, it's going to look really good. I mean, the development I'm doing, like this computer I'm on right now, has got about the equivalent of a 1060 in it.
Hmm.
So it's still, I mean, I've got the textures maxed out on this thing too.
Awesome. And from what I understand, the books on the shelves in the art gallery were too many draw calls than they needed to be, and you put this giant box over them all or something, and it helped the FPS like crazy.
Oh yeah, yeah, I see what you're referring to. We basically did what's called instancing. So
Mm,
you can kind of take like one mesh and make a bunch of them and kind of like clump it into one bit.
that's cool.
And what you saw too was something, I forget what Unreal Engine 4 calls it. Back in the day when I worked on Mortal Online, we were using Unreal Engine 3 like years and years ago.
Yeah.
Back then it was called Massive LOD. It might still be called that.
Massive melody. I like that.
Yeah, so it's a technology where you can like take a bunch of actors in the world, and an actor, by the way, guys, is any object, like a tree, a rock, like anything that's any object. Basically, is called an actor, and we can just basically take a bunch of them in a general area, and we can say when you get to a certain distance, clump them together into actual, like replace them with one mesh that looks like a bunch of meshes, but in reality it's just one. So these are just like some of the different optimization methods that games use, to boost performance. And you don't know what's happening, like you can't visually tell because it's kind of too far away to see that detail, but it's happening.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, just this whole example of you optimizing that area, like it's not something we probably would have had time to do if we still had the original date. So I just was letting people know that it's an example of one of the things that we've been able to improve with the extra time. So It's really good. It's things are getting nice and polished, and we're picking up on things that we likely wouldn't have had the time to, if it were still in March. So
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the situation. So there are areas that obviously were delayed and needed more work before we were comfortable releasing it. But the good side of that is, like you're saying, when some people are, working overtime to get those systems done,
yeah,
there's other people who basically have their side of things done, and now it's polish, is enhancing things, it's optimizing things. So it kind of gives a smoother release than it would have otherwise.
yeah, cool. And yeah, the dev blog is looking sick. Another thing that I like to go over in the next paragraph, you want to keep some sort of dev tracker for the progress that we've been doing in the office.
Yep. Sort of a dev tracker, I guess. Like,
Development tracker, sorry.
yeah. Well, we're gonna basically make an export kind of situation from our project management software. So we have special software that we have all the tasks in a backlog, and the developers go through it and they say, they flag like what they're working on and when it's done, when it's in testing, all that. So for every little thing. So we're gonna take that and kind of like give a general category view. So you're going to get a list of things like these are there's this many gameplay tasks to be done. There's this many systems tasks. There's this many environment art assets required. And so it's going to give like a breakdown by category and how much is there, and also our backlog time estimate for each thing too.
Wow. Yeah. So is that a task for you, or is that something Liam will have to cook up for the new site?
Both of us probably,
Okay,
yeah. You have to
cool.
work together on that one.
I'm happy because it's definitely a suggestion that I've pitched to you and you've heard from the fans a bunch of times, I'm sure. And being able to actually implement that, it's a smart move that you guys are taking feedback like that, because people, it's really cool to see exactly what's going on behind the scenes, and it also lets the fans know like what actually goes on. So that's a smart move. Smart move, Bess. And yeah, you know what is not a smart move? You always misspell my name in these step blocks.
What? Where?
It's beach underscore ball, you goon.
Oh, wow.
Just That's fine.
Honestly, I didn't even notice that until you said it just now, and I looked at
No, it's fine. Even flipping, I know when Liam got me signed up for like this bug tracker thing we're gonna try and use, he spelled it BEE, beach, like a bumblebee. I'm like, oh, come on, guys. Anyways,
I
but
mean, I
yeah,
gotta say, it's not a common name. I'll
no.
give. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, honestly, that dev blog was nice. I think it's just really cool to see the character creator with the new UI. It's looking sick. So
Yeah, like the polish is kind of coming together on that. I mean, like the environment and everything. It's really cool. I heard you like your voice from the other room talking about like the Twitch stuff that we're doing there. And
yeah, you
as
got it working, but we still have to ask just to make sure it's fine.
it can work, I wouldn't hold my breath on it. Actually, I mean, we have the tech for it,
Yeah,
but yeah, we'll see. I mean, maybe they'll be up for it, and maybe not. But either way, right now it's kind of just like that little TV there, just playing that, that
the
flickering
Asylum
Asylum enemy.
logo.
Yeah, the one that's at the beginning of our videos.
Yeah, it would be cool to have like, as you mentioned earlier in the office, that playing Twitch streams or something for loading screens or things like that. But
Yep, we could do other things too. Like we could have some like other like videos we've produced streaming in or whatever. I mean, the tech's there for pretty much everything. Like we developed this tech for the cinema and for TVs in people's apartments and that sort of thing. So like, I mean, they're quite functional. It's just a matter of what can we legally get away with,
yeah,
So
yeah, awesome. But yeah, with that being said, going over the dev blog, we still have 15 minutes left, and it's time for me to pelt you with some awesome questions because you're the man for police-related stuff. So, yes, we'll definitely try and answer questions from both the Twitch chat and the Discord. I got a few written down. Only 15 minutes left, but we'll see. Oh, and Jay just popped into the chat. Hey, dude. Yeah, your penthouse earlier was awesome.
is he in here? I don't see him.
Just in the Twitch chat.
Oh, okay.
He posted the picture in the community Discord, and well, it's the one I showed you earlier. It's looking nice. All right. Speaking of apartments, good segue. People were wondering if there will be models of the apartments available somewhere in the game, just empty, so you can experience them and see if they're worth your
Yeah,
time.
exactly. Yeah, so we want you to be able to like go into any house or any apartment in the game, and I apologize for my Canadian accent there, and
That's good.
and yeah, so you're gonna be able to just go through an empty version of it, essentially a beat down version, essentially as it is when you buy it, and you're gonna be able to just check it out and walk through and decide if it's worth the money.
Ah, nice. So will this be something that you can view on the new shop, or will they actually be in the game somewhere just to walk into empty versions then?
Yeah, they'll be in the game.
Cool. Sounds good. Yeah, nice. Something slightly different, but someone was wondering, this is in terms of if you have a private server in the full game. How will server management work insofar as can you control how ubiquitous guns are in the economy, weapon usage, availability? Can you tweak that stuff, or is that just going to be ingrained within the game?
Really, it's kind of a little too early to comment on that specific one, just because I don't know what kind of technical hurdles we might hit on that when it comes to that point. But we want to give like as much control as we possibly can. Like that's the economy and its workings are one of the things that we want to give as control over. So we'll see. So I hope so. Plan on it.
Okay. Off of that slightly, for private servers in the full game, can you assign specific roles to certain people? You know, instead of having like server owner, server admin, can you make like server helper, paratus, like a special role for you or something like that?
Well, yeah, there'll be like moderator positions and stuff like that. Like you build control permissions like on a pretty decent level. So
Okay, cool. Thank you. Um, JJ Dude in the Twitch chat is asking, is there any hope of having a real estate agent job, like selling houses for people and things like that?
well, sort of, but not really, only because these houses, when they're for sale, are going to be listed on the Realtor Exchange. And like, so there's like a website and an app in the actual game itself that you can find listed properties on. So there's not really much need to do that because, people can just find it and go check it out.
Okay, cool. With the true sky system we have for both Town Square and the full game, will there be a dynamic clouds? Will you see them moving, or will they just be stuck in the background?
Yep, they're real clouds. They're volumetric 3D clouds. And
Awesome.
the sun will shine on them and everything. So during sunrise, half of them will go red, that kind of thing. It looks really cool, actually. So,
Awesome.
you'll get actual storm clouds rolling in. You'll see them coming from far away, and the big dark clouds, and then the rain will start. It's pretty neat. The rain's localized too, meaning weather effects can hit just a certain part of the map depending on the cloud position. Whereas with most games, is basically all or not, right? So
Yeah.
that part's gonna be interesting too. Like you could actually see, in theory, like where you're standing. To your right might be dry, to your left might be wet. So that'll be kind of cool to see happen.
Nice. One quick one from the Twitch chat. Kusuke asks, will Town Square use Spatial OS?
No, not Town Square, but the swap module and on will.
Cool.
The Town Square is a smaller situation because the servers are going to, well, we haven't actually decided where we want to cap it yet, but I'm guessing probably like in the 40-50 area.
Yeah.
Just because it's a small area. We can't have hundreds of people running around there. It's just crazy.
I agree. Cool. This is an interesting suggestion from the Twitch chat. Dizzy Bells is wondering if there's any room for parole in terms of you committing a crime and then being forced to be monitored by an officer. If there's anything similar to that in the full game.
There most likely actually will be a parole system. So I coded something like this way back in the day for Altus Life too on the Asylum server. So it would likely be similar to that design. So essentially, you can be let off on parole, and if you commit a crime while on parole, you're pretty much done for because you'll be tracked and you're gonna face a hefty penalty for it too. So sort of an incentive to be a good person for like I think I forget what it is, probably like half an hour or something like that. That you have to be a nice person.
Hey, nice.
But you know, I'm not 100% sure on if we're going to implement that in the same way, but there'll be something similar.
Cool. No, it's nice. Interesting thought. Next question is way different. I was doing it over in the Discord earlier, but it's to do with if someone damages you or your property, can you sue people in the full game of Identity? Are there any sort of legal repercussions you can bestow upon people to get revenge or get compensated?
Well, yes and no. I mean, there's a legal system, but you can't just
Walk up
sue
to
somebody
someone and
for.
sue somebody.
Yeah, because I mean, like, what kind of binding would be there? Who's to say that this person deserves it? I mean, it's a subjective thing. So in a video game, that doesn't really work because everything has to be ruled out. You know what I mean? It's black and white as far as a video game's code can process. So yeah,
Yeah.
we can't understand morality and that sort of thing with the system. So people just exploit it. People would sue you over everything. You know.
Yeah, just like in real life. Sucks.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so.
Where's my immersion? No, it's all good.
But yeah, there is a legal system, of course, when it comes to trials and that sort of thing for crimes committed. So there is a legal system for sure with lawyers and so on. But yeah, you can't just sue over nothing.
Okay. Not realistic. Not impressed. No, just kidding. Yeah, so next question is about music. Two things. What kind of music will be heard off the radio in Identity? And two, are you totally sure you don't want to have a karaoke contest with the devs?
I just wreck you guys, so it wouldn't be a fair
Oh,
challenge. So
wow, okay.
no, I would not. But the music genre or whatever, that just totally depends on the radio station that's plugged in and being playing. Because like all these songs are being streamed off real radio stations, so we don't host any of them. I
Mm.
mean, so who's to say what somebody might have? And then radio stations or talk shows being hosted in the actual game by another player. I mean, we don't really have control over what they're playing either. So just be prepared for some weird stuff.
Yeah. Any finalized list for the karaoke songs available?
Nope.
Oh,
So
any.
that is another part of why the delay is here too. Is that it's just like legal stuff going back and forth. So before we have our set list of karaoke songs. So basically, different companies own licenses to different songs. And once we strike a deal permanently for one company, then that determines what songs we have available.
Ooh, cool. So an actual name for the island and Identity? No, actually, there's not an official. We might not even give it one because maybe that'll help immersion for RP servers and things like that. But um, I've kind of been happy with calling it Asylum backwards, Melissa, but there's no official name. Still cool though. Cool to hear suggestions about that. Yeah. Antoine, did you jump into Substance Painter? I believe. I don't know if he still has his mic on,
Yep.
but it's looking really good what he's done in literally an hour.
Well, it's a bottle.
Antoine? Okay, he's busy. But yeah, next questionino. Almost done. It's 6 minutes left. Um,
Sorry, I was muted
oh no, it's fine,
on
dude.
Discord. Yeah, it's Substance the Danger, and
Nice.
I'm trying to use some hate here, but
It's cool.
not working.
Mm, okay. Yeah, that small little blotch of the texture you drew on there looks actually very similar to what's in the reference, which is excellent. It's good stuff, dude.
Thank you.
Uh, okay, a few more, John, and then I will leave you be. But skimming through. Okay. Yeah. Will there be neck tattoos? Because we saw a really cool one for the arm that Mark's been doing, but any tattoos planned for the neck, either the front or the back of it?
Yep, there will.
Cool. And it's like when you choose a tattoo in the game, there's a specific spot and location for it, or spot and size, I should say.
Yeah, different tattoos are pre-placed, and there's a lot of technical reasons for that. I mean, they're not projected as decals; they're part of the character's skin, so it changes what we can do. But in turn, it gives better performance this way too. So
Cool. Excellent. Yeah, now here's an interesting one that I love to get your opinion on. We've discussed shoplifting in the past. This is both more for the full game, but even in Town Square, the game will alert you that you're trying to walk out if you didn't pay for something. Even though there's no currency in Town Square, you can buy things for free from the furniture store and whatnot. But basically, from what I understand, there's a chance that if you're trying to walk out of a store, and an NPC-driven store, because you can't steal from other users' stores. If you try and walk out with something like an unpaid shirt that you sneaking in or sneaking out, I should say, you'll get locked inside, right? There will be an alarm and you'll be stuck inside the
you
shop.
won't be locked inside, but
Okay.
there'll be an alert. I mean, the police will be able to see exactly where you are and get to you. So
Oh, okay. I was under the impression that in the game you'll actually uh,
nope, but
get the door shut on you.
at the same time, too, you can only shoplift items of a certain value. The
Yeah.
difficulty to succeed in shoplifting goes up with the value of the item, and items beyond a certain value will just be removed from your inventory when you try and shoplift it. So
Cool. Okay.
it's just kind of a mechanic to have fun
Yeah.
trying to steal some little things. Yeah.
No, that's good because I don't know why I was under the impression it was otherwise, but the criticism was like, why would you get trapped in a store after shoplifting? But the fact that the police are just alerted instantly, that's a lot more fun for gameplay and makes it so that the officers come in clutch and get the property back and fight them. So that's cool. Good to know. Good to know. Oh my gosh, 2 minutes left. I think we'll start wrapping it up, but I guess one thing I should ask that a lot of people are curious about is with all this new media being produced, we can see the character creator now. We saw Mark's awesome tattoos and the tattoo parlor. Um, it looks like it's really getting to the point where we could really see maybe small features in a video at some point. Do you have any maybe general estimation as to if we can get something like that, or maybe just animations posted, things like that?
Well, we're going to be putting out a trailer video fairly soon, so I'm just
Mhm.
waiting on a little bit more art. Sean and I were actually discussing this earlier, but yeah, soon enough. I don't want to really give it time because
No,
who
no,
knows
no.
what's going to happen.
I agree,
We're
but
we're waiting on just a little bit of art to come in from our sister studio. As soon as we get that, then we're good to go. We'll put a little trailer together and show you guys off some of the features. So shouldn't be too long.
excellent. Good to know. And yeah, that brings us to 4:59. We're 1 minute from time. Just like to start wrapping up. Big thanks to Antoine here for coming in on the stream. He's been a very busy man. I'm happy that I got him on again. Uh, and so far he's done a lot in just span of less than an hour. Really great to have our awesome artists on stream, show you guys what's happening. And super special thanks to John as well for popping in. He just got the dev block out. You can definitely check that out if you haven't already in the announcements page on the community section of the Identity forums. It's also pinned in the Discord, and I will definitely get it posted to all the social media tomorrow. Not pinned, I should say. It's in the announcements tab at the top. There should be one on red message. And yeah, it's been great. It was a really great dev blog, John. I'm excited. Community's excited. And yeah, and if we didn't get around to answering your questions, definitely shoot Beach Ball a message either on the forums, on Discord, or even here. If you whisper the identity channel, I'll try and get around to answering your stuff. I'll be in the office tomorrow, recording highlights for the stream too, so we have the answers saved, so I can post them next time. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll be back streaming Tuesday. I don't have anyone scheduled just yet, but I'll find some people tomorrow. And yeah, we stream Tuesdays, Thursdays for those just popping in, 4 to 5 EST. And that is probably it. Yeah, any last things to say, John?
These are some very pretty decals you're putting on there. Yeah, no. Hopefully, you guys like what you're seeing in the dev blog and going forward and everything. We have a lot coming together right now, so it's a really exciting time for us. So, yeah, we're very busy though. I've definitely got my my weekend already worked out for me here and this kind of stuff. So, yeah. Hope everyone just has a good weekend, and I'll try and get in here again on Tuesday and talk again.
Woo. All right. Have a great night, everyone. See you next time.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.